I'm Jim Knotts. I am the president of the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Fund, and I'm also a graduate of the class of 1990. So the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Fund is a nonprofit organization. We're the organization that built the wall and dedicated it in 1982. On Veterans Day, we actually concluded a year-long set of activities to commemorate the 40th anniversary of the dedication of the memorial. And the fact is, the youngest Vietnam veterans are of an average age of about 77 or 78. Many of them tell us, you know, I'm coming this year, I came this year because I may not be there for the next one. So this was special for us in so many different ways. An event like this takes 4 days. So it's 65 total hours, and we read from 5 a.m. to midnight, 3 of those days. We have over 2,000 volunteers that come from around the country, around the world to participate. It's not speeches, it's just simply a reading of the names in the order they're listed on the wall, so that every single person on that wall that made the ultimate sacrifice is remembered.
I think it was important to be here today because every time we commemorate something, it shows that we have not forgotten the people who made the sacrifices. Just to be here shows every person who's here, but to be here says we have not forgotten you, we love you, we appreciate you. We're never going to let this happen to another generation of veterans. And because of what they have done, we can see how the veterans as a whole, me included, and my children and my grandchildren, and I have one, that's why I needed to be here. I needed to show my support.
One of the things I think is interesting about the Vietnam Veterans Memorial is that it is special to veterans of other eras. I'm a Desert Storm veteran. As a brand new second lieutenant right after graduating, within months, I was actually sent to Desert Storm. I was raised in the time right after the Vietnam War, and I was taught that the fact that our veterans were not treated well when they came home from the Vietnam War was wrong, and that we should always respect the service of our troops. It was almost a silent agreement among them that they would never let our country send another generation of men and women into harm's way without the proper respect and support that they deserve. And so my experience during Desert Storm could not have been more different than our Vietnam veterans. So that is a debt that I owe them. And that certainly was seen while I served during Desert Storm, and it's carried over to the veterans of Iraq and Afghanistan. As a matter of fact, one of the items that has been left at the wall over the last 40 years was a pair of combat boots left by a Marine who said, these were my lucky boots because they got me through 2 tours on the ground in Iraq. And he said, the fact is, we owe your generation a whole lot. If you had not come home to jeers, insults, and protests, I would not have come home to thanks, handshakes, and hugs. And that is the legacy of Vietnam veterans.
What they had to endure, they have taken that and have been able to benefit all veterans and all veterans' families. And that includes me. And so I'm very eternally grateful for Vietnam veterans and what they have done to change our national psyche, to appreciate service, to be proud of service, to have lessons learned.
So even though there is no Global War on Terror memorial yet, there is no Desert Storm memorial yet, those veterans come here and have a connection to this memorial because they know that their service likewise will be remembered. As a USAFA grad, you know, sometimes I think about, yeah, there are grads on this wall, but what I really think is the Vietnam era produced over 58,000 names to go on this wall. That whole era of military members, men and women who served their nation, are remembered there. And it doesn't matter what branch we're in these days, or when we served, or where we served, or what our job was. We are all part of that same legacy of service. We are connected to them, and they are connected to us.